He couldn't pretend anymore. Why Asher, Danny, left General Hospital, and the brave truth behind his decision that has fans in tears. For decades, General Hospital has been more than a soap opera. It has been a home. A place where actors grow up on screen, where audiences invest in fictional lives as if they were neighbors, and where emotional storylines often reflect the complexities of real life. But sometimes, the lines between fiction and reality blur in ways that change everything. Such is the case with Asher Antonison, who stepped into the iconic role of Danny Morgan. His sudden and heartbreaking departure has left fans devastated, and the truth behind why he left General Hospital has sparked an outpouring of emotion across soap fandoms. This is not just a story about an actor leaving a show. It is a story about bravery, identity, and what it means to stop pretending, both on screen and off. Danny Morgan is no ordinary soap character. As the son of Sam McCall and Jason Morgan, his very existence is wrapped in drama, danger, and legacy. From the moment of his birth, Danny was a next-generation character destined to carry the torch of one of GH's most influential families. For Asher Antonison, taking on the role of Danny wasn't just a job, it was a responsibility. Fans had watched the character grow from infancy, and now, as a teenager, Danny was finally given meaty storylines that connected him more deeply to Port Charles' most powerful players. But with that responsibility came pressure. Viewers scrutinized his every performance, comparing him to past actors who played Danny and holding him up to the iconic status of Steve Burton's Jason. For a young actor, that weight was immense. "I knew I was walking into a legacy," Asher once admitted in a behind-the-scenes interview. "But I didn't realize how heavy it would feel to live up to that every single day." The more storylines Danny was given, the more fans noticed Asher's nuanced, sometimes brooding performances. He brought depth to Danny, a young man caught between the normalcy he craved and the mob ties he could never escape. But behind the quiet intensity that fans praised, something else was happening. Something more personal. Acting often requires pretending, slipping into someone else's skin, speaking words that aren't your own, and embodying emotions that might feel far away from your reality. For Asher, pretending was not limited to the role of Danny. Behind the camera, he was fighting battles few knew about. While he delivered convincing performances, his real life was filled with questions about identity, belonging, and purpose. Friends describe him as the guy who made everyone laugh on set, yet those close to him knew laughter was sometimes a mask. He was dealing with anxiety, with the pressure of being a young actor in Hollywood, and with the challenge of separating himself from the character fans thought they knew so well. In truth, Asher felt like he was living two lives, Danny's life, and the one he had yet to fully claim for himself. He confided in one castmate that the hardest part of the job wasn't memorizing lines or filming emotional scenes, but rather the moments when fans confused him with Danny. "They don't see me," he reportedly said. "They only see Jason and Sam's son. But I'm not him. And pretending I am, it hurts more than people realize." The breaking point came during one of Danny's most emotional storylines, a confrontation with Jason, where Danny admitted feeling abandoned and conflicted about his father's choices. For fans, the scene was powerful, even award-worthy. But for Asher, it was something more, a mirror. As he delivered Danny's lines about pretending to be okay when he wasn't, Asher realized he wasn't just acting. He was speaking his own truth. He couldn't pretend anymore, one insider revealed. That scene broke him open. It wasn't Danny's pain on the screen. It was Asher's. After filming wrapped that day, those who saw him backstage described him as quiet, almost shaken. It was the moment he realized he needed to step away, not just from the show, but from the role that kept him from fully living his own life. Leaving General Hospital was not an easy choice. The show had given Asher stability, recognition, and a family of co-stars who adored him. But staying meant continuing to live in a world where he wasn't fully himself. So he made the hardest decision of his young career, to walk away. In his official statement, Asher thanked the cast, crew, and fans. But the words that hit hardest were these. "For a long time, I thought I had to keep pretending. Pretending I was okay, pretending I fit, pretending I was someone I wasn't. But the truth is, I can't pretend anymore. I need to live my truth, and that means stepping away." Fans wept reading his words. Some felt shock, others heartbreak, but most responded with overwhelming support. Social media lit up with hashtags like #ThankYouAsher and #DanaForever as viewers shared clips of their favorite Danny moments. Soap fans are not casual viewers. They invest years, sometimes decades, in characters and the actors who play them. When Asher left, It wasn't just the end of a chapter for Danny. It felt like a personal loss. Fans flooded message boards and Twitter with messages like, "Asher gave Danny a soul. I'll never forget his performances. He broke my heart in the Jason scenes. Now is breaking it again by leaving. I'm crying not because Danny is gone, but because Asher was brave enough to be real." For many, Asher's decision resonated with their own lives. People who had hidden parts of themselves, whether their struggles with mental health, their identities, or their personal dreams, saw courage in his honesty. His choice to stop pretending became a rallying cry for fans to live authentically, too. On screen, Danny's exit will leave ripples across Port Charles. The writers now face the task of explaining his absence or recasting the role, two options guaranteed to stir debate. Will Danny leave town to find himself? Will his absence fuel new drama for Jason and Sam? Or will a new face step into the role, trying to fill Asher's shoes? No matter what happens, fans know the character will never quite be the same. Asher's version of Danny was unique, soulful, layered, and grounded in a quiet strength that reflected his own. Whoever plays him next will inevitably face comparison, but perhaps that's the greatest tribute to Asher's work. As for Asher himself, his future is wide open. Rumors swirl that he may pursue film projects, stage acting, or even step away from Hollywood entirely. What's clear, though, is that he is determined to live authentically, without hiding behind roles or expectations. He has hinted that he wants to use his platform to advocate for mental health awareness, particularly for young performers who often feel pressured to hide their struggles. "If my story helps even one person stop pretending and start living, then it's worth it," he said in a recent Q&A. It's a message that resonates far beyond the world of daytime TV. Actors come and go on soaps, it's part of the genre's DNA. But sometimes, one actor leaves an indelible mark that cannot be erased. For General Hospital, Asher Antonizin did just that. He took a character who could have been a simple soap kid and made him real. He gave Danny a voice, a heart, and a truth that will echo long after his final episode airs. Fans will rewatch his performances and remember not just the stories, but the person behind them, a young actor who found the courage to stop pretending. And in doing so, he reminded all of us that the bravest thing we can do is live our truth. In the world of soaps, exits are often temporary. Characters return from the dead, actors reprise roles, and storylines shift like the tides. But Asher's departure feels different. It feels permanent, not because the role of Danny won't continue, but because his decision represents something bigger than the show. It represents the moment when an actor chose himself over the role. When he looked into the mirror of his character's pain and said, "No more pretending." That's why fans are crying. Not just for the loss of Danny, but for the bravery of Asher. Because in the end, his story is not one of departure, but of arrival. The arrival of a young man finally ready to be himself.